My view is that culture is the feeling of the organisation, and if there's one thing, if there was any level of confusion with what people, lots of different definitions about organisational culture, for me it's about how does the organisation feel. And then when we think about, therefore, employee experience, what does that mean? Because it's a buzzword at the moment. Well, employee experience is the collective of every single interaction that we have with our employees, starting from the moment we interview right through to the point where they leave as an employee. And clearly, if you think about every single interaction between employees and the leadership to employees, there's a lot of things to cover in there. And so really putting how the feeling of the organisation is and being very values-led, and then thinking about every interaction that we have with employees, that's what defines the way that I think about culture and employee experience. Where does a workplace culture start? I think the fundamentals of workplace culture is trust. And if we can establish trust between us, as co-workers, as colleagues, as a leadership team, then we have something to build from. Without trust, we have nothing. And so the way that we've gone about that is really looking to define our values, our core values, meaningful values, by which we can then define the behaviours and the ethos of the way that we operate. Very, very important, because I think that really defines a workplace culture. And of course, you can add in particular benefits and programs and initiatives along the way to make yourselves a great place to work. But I would always go back to the core values and the ethos, and the way that people behave in the organisation is what really makes a great place to work. When you talk about happy workplaces, that in many respects is in conflict with high performance. And I think, being a CEO of a commercial organisation, lots of CEO friends and colleagues that I know would be very turned off by the term happy employees. What we're looking for is highly engaged employees that are, of course, happy to come to work, but are challenged. And I think there's a difference between high performance happiness with a great underpinning culture versus happiness that might be cakes in the kitchen, or what colour are the walls, or can I bring my dog to work day. And that's very, very different to high performance. And actually I think there's a great opportunity out there to put people at the heart of what we do, but to be highly ambitious about what we do as well. And that's a high performance culture. Yeah, the future of how we engage with employees is changing. So, I guess 3 years ago we were looking at annual surveys, and we changed that to weekly surveys, where we were kind of asking them for a minute a week or 2 minutes a week of their time. And now I almost feel that that's not enough. So I need to understand the pulse of the organisation at all times. So if you think about the world in which we live now, things are very, very uncertain, both in terms of the business world, but also the world in which we live. And I think that we have to be able to respond to change and respond to a mood and things that are happening literally like that. And so where I see things changing in the way that we do reviews are much more around pulse. How are you feeling? How do you feel about certain parts of your roles? And can we take action here and now? So one of the things that we're doing as a technology solutions provider for ourselves and hopefully for our clients is building an app that's going to help us in real time take 360-degree feedback from people and monitor against how people feel against how the organisation is doing in a number of different areas. And I think that will enable us to manage and lead the business in real time, that will help us ultimately make good decisions quicker.